Yeah, we had snow here yesterday.
Yeah, same here. Got like
But
3 inches.
did you get more today?
No,
Oh, okay. Um,
it's just like because it's been so cold that it's still on the ground. You know what I mean?
yeah. We
And then there's
excuse me.
over 80% humidity that you know I'm like, yeah, there's no way I'm going outside in that freezing cold stuff. Rigid. That's like Jack Frost kung fu kicking you across the face. That's what that is. And good morning, everyone,
Good morning.
for popping in. We appreciate it. It's freezing cold where we're at,
It is very cold. Yeah.
but don't let that stuff like that, you know,
Back to trading.
affect your trade. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I live in the western part of the United States where the heating degree day, like weighted, is very light. So I live in the western half of the United States, so it can be like freezing here, but then it's not actually like the coldest on like the models. You know what I mean? Like if you're looking at weighted models, so usually when it's the coldest on the model, it's actually warmer here. That's pretty much kind of what I've learned. Oh, look, the high is going to be like 55. Meanwhile, in Boston, -10. Northeaster, like icicles hanging off their nose. I'm like, oh, this is why, I don't live in Boston. And I never want to meet Ben Affleck, so
Does he live there?
he's from there.
Oh,
Who knows? I think he lives in Vegas.
oh, that's an interesting choice for
Or
somebody who could live anywhere in the world.
he's a gambling addict. That's why he does like
Oh,
gambling. Uh,
movies.
yeah, that's why he does like gambling commercials and stuff.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Matt Damon used to be one too, and then he realized that Ben was, no good. Back when Matt Damon was a chain smoker back in the
Is
day.
wasn't there a movie Rounders?
Yeah,
That was that
that was
both of
back
them or just
that
Matt
was back
Damon?
in Matt Damon's gambling addict days as well. Back
I
when like
see.
Goodwill Hunting and
Yeah.
Rounders and all that, his early part of his acting, like pre uh Saving Private Ryan days, he smoked like a ton. He was a big time chain smoker, gambling addict. Him and like Ben Affleck gambled away like all their money from Goodwill Hunting, all that kind of stuff. And Ben Affleck, I'm sorry, Matt Damon got hypnotized. That's how he quit smoking.
I've heard of that before. That sounds like
Yeah,
magic.
yeah, does sound like magic. I was shopping for my books of spells, by the way,
How old are you?
yesterday.
Oh,
Yep, in all seriousness, people think I'm joking when I say that. I was seriously shopping for books of spells yesterday.
like on Amazon?
Amazon, eBay, Etsy, all those places. I didn't get into the dark web. That's a little too much. I don't think I have
You might not
like my
come
little.
back from searching for
Yeah, man, my
magic on
my
the dark
computer
web.
might not come back from that. Like my one hard drive crashed the other day already. I don't think I have like my Warlock defense set up on my modem, so I gotta stay away from that until I can get my spells buffed up.
Watch it.
So that, yeah. And for people who don't know, I'm being serious, and it's to help me with my trading.
Yo, what kind of
But
spells are you talking about?
oh, what kind of spells? Oh,
Yeah,
like the gassy kind.
the gassy kind.
Yeah, so it's like, uh the elements? Isn't that wouldn't that be fall under the elements? Like
Fire.
wind, water, earth, fire category?
Be like the combination of earth and fire. I
That's
don't
what I
know.
would think, because it's methane,
Uh huh.
so I would think so. I mean, unless you're gonna say like wind, like earth and water, because you're talking about the methane coming out of a cow. But that one's green. If you burn that to put CO2 in the atmosphere from that methane, it's green and will not cause global warming. But if you
Everybody knows
burn the
that.
exact same chemical and put the exact same
Yeah, dude. It's
up in the atmosphere, then it's not. Oh wait, it's just because most people don't understand chemistry, don't even know like what a molecule is. Oh
it.
wait, that's right. That's why you can literally say that with a straight face as a politician. People are like, "Oh yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, that makes uh-huh, yeah." That's why
Wait,
you need a book of spells.
yeah to understand.
Oh God, I love it. On that note, on a weather note, that's actually, beneficial to all of the natural gas. Oh, and where I live, like, it's super dry, so the fact that humidity right now is over 80% is like going back to my roots where I grew up, and I do not like it. I got away from humidity, for a reason, and now it's like humid and freezing cold here, so I'm definitely not leaving my house. Uh, but again, on the note, GFS, those spaghetti noodles that we were talking about have gotten tighter. Even the ones far out in the forecast, and they've warmed up. I guess I should mention, I figure people probably know, but I point this way and look this way because I have a computer monitor over here where the water models are at. And so I'm looking at the GFS ensemble, all that time frame out past like February 27th on onward, like to March 4th, all warmed up big time because they were all up at like 28 heating degree days and higher. They've sloped down into what we've seen like normally. Uh, what we normally see, which is that we get these heating degree demand peaks, and then there's a trough, and then there's a peak, and so we're getting a peak. A peak is forming. That's going to be going through like the 24th of February to through like the 27th is what it looks like it's going to be shaping up to. And those, I'm saying that part is the like extreme cold part because they are above 28 heating degree days. The very top of this is going to be going up above 30 heating degree days. And if you don't know what heating degree day is, please use Google and look it up. It is not the same as me saying like 30 degrees on a thermometer. Not at all. In
Yeah.
fact, I think the lows for where I live during that time frame are like -5. Brutal.
Huh.
Actually, the lows where I live during are when they're -5 are during the heating degree day trough because when it's cold here, it's warm weighted, and that's more like the 21st and stuff. When the heating degree day demand is the lowest, is when it's like freezing cold here.
Looking at
Uh,
observations. Oh, go ahead. Let's
huh?
let's keep
No.
talking about the weather. We'll go back to observations.
Okay, yeah.
34
The
day.
34 day like dropped acid last night, and
Yeah.
so it's like it's on a trip right now, and
It's
uh,
the
this
spaghetti noodles
happens
are
sometimes.
worse than what we were talking about yesterday with the GFS ensemble. It's
Yeah,
like nothing is confirmed past
yeah,
like the 20th.
yeah. Like there's literally like March 1st, the lowest is like 15 and 3/4 heating degree days, and the highest is like 27. Um, and that's during the same time frame as the ensemble, which is more accurate. Yeah, like it's like you got like remember back in the old days, who knows, maybe they still have these things. But remember back in the old days when they had like the upgraded Big Macs and you could get like 8 beef patties on a Big Mac?
No, I don't remember that. I know In and
Oh
Out.
god.
In and Out used to do that, but I didn't know McDonald's did that.
Oh, that's right. Well, yeah, McDonald's did it too back in the day. You could get like a 3,000 calorie, Big Mac.
Man, gut
Yeah,
punch.
basically that's what the 34 day looks like right now.
The
Someone- and
layers.
yeah, don't take it seriously because it's gonna just come in. It's gonna like right now because right now like the GFS ensemble covers part of the time frame that the GFS 34 day does. Like this is what I'm telling people is like, and there's like they're not even close to being similar. So you just gotta go off like what the ensemble says because it's run 4 iterations now. The spaghetti noodles are really tight, and so now it's like, oh, okay, this is more accurate. So people, if they want to, they could like chart that on an Excel spreadsheet or on a line graph to show the disparities. So they could get if they need the visual, look at it.
Yeah.
ECMWF ensemble last iteration, it actually is showing like it warming up and the cold peak that we're coming into is like getting pushed farther into the distance in the GFS, which I don't think that's gonna honestly don't think that's gonna happen, even though that's more in line with, like, 30-year averages, but I don't think that's happening
What
because it's,
don't
like, pushed to
what don't you
what
think is going to happen?
what the ECMWF is ensemble.
I mean, like you don't think that that weather is going to be pushed out further, or you don't think it's going to warm up?
Both.
Oh,
For the when I'm talking about this, hump, "My lovely lady humps, boom, 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 boom." Yeah, what song is that? What band? What group?
it's like it's what's her name? Furby? Fergie.
Yeah, Fergie, yeah. Black Eyed
Yeah.
Peas.
It's like
Will I Am.
that was I think the
Boom.
beginning of the end.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I
I
did
don't know.
not like them.
The Black Eyed Peas?
Yeah, not my thing.
Yeah, I just like Will I Am, that's all.
Okay, so the humps.
Yeah, so, yeah, the humps that are going on is what Fergie be singing about. And, oh, that's right, and the, weeklies came out as well,
Mhm.
and it is showing one thing that is consistent is that March will be colder than average.
Yeah, it's
That's one thing.
basically yeah, that's like the one thing that's consistent across all four.
I think that would be so that's something that I think people definitely need to be aware of and be looking at, uh, price movement with that expectation in mind.
Um,
There was something you were gonna say about, like, observations or something?
yeah, I'm just on this though. The ECMWF ensemble is consistent with the 45 day or more consistent. So the for the European models, the like the I guess like the short range or medium range, whatever, and like the long range, they're more consistent as a pairing than the GFS counterparts are as a pair. Like you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yep.
European models are trending more closely than the GFS models are to each other. And the observations, I think it's something I'm gonna have to look at later on when I can like look at Discord and make those comparisons. But it looks like
Yeah.
the observations recently have been warmer than what's been forecast.
Oh,
But that's why it's like, this it looks significantly warmer to me. That's why I need to go back and like just verify before I start shooting my mouth off.
like the Battle of Endor.
Is that Lord of the Rings?
No, it's Star Wars: Return of
Okay,
the Jedi.
I'm kidding.
Little fuzzy teddy bears running around like the Care Bears.
Right.
It's teamed up. The Care Bears teamed up with the Rebel Alliance to fight the Abominable Snowmen.
Yetis? I mean, no, not what are they? What were they called?
Stormtroopers.
Oh no, I meant like that one monster that like takes Luke in the cave. I forget what that thing. I guess like you know it's a
That's
bipod.
from The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh,
That's from the
that's right.
second
That's
one,
okay. Well, a whole different movie.
known as Episode 5, even though it's Episode 2, because Episodes 1 through 3 never existed.
So yeah, after the fact, after like the insane popularity that of
Yeah, and then they
episodes.
were created, and most people would just be like, "Oh yeah, that never happened," because they were so awful.
Yeah.
That's what everyone, just like everyone who worked with George Lucas at the time, was like, "Dude, like you suck. Like you'd have to pay us like 10 times more money if you ever wanted us to work with you ever again." Because he had like
aren't you grateful?
no one to like edit him or filter what he was putting, so it was just like it was so dumb. They're like, "This is the backstory to this." No, we'll just say that never happened. It's so because it was so terrible. Like for on a personal note, for people who don't know, seeing one of the prequel movies is what inspired me to write screenplays because it was literally so terrible. I was like,
Right.
"Oh, dude, I can write." I can write shit way better than this. And I did. I did write shit way better, but none of it ever got made into a movie because, I don't have a friend who's a like movie producer who owns like a studio or something. So
Mhm.
people were just like, "Oh yeah, that's nice. That is better than like." But how do we merchandise this? That was the other big problem. You can never get like, fat merchandising with any of my ideas. Dude, we can't sell like 200 action figures.
Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no Jar Jar Binks in this, so it's never gonna happen. Which people say they don't like him, but then if you look at something like, oh yeah, how many action figures of that dude sold? Tens of millions. Like, yeah, bunch of closet Jar Jar Binks lovers. Just saying.
GH22.
Yeah. Let's see here. So for people who don't know, on technicals, we filled the gap the other day, going up that other day being the 16th. We filled the gap that had formed after the gap down between February 4th, February 7th. That gap was filled, and then yesterday we hit 480, but it was on low volume, $4.80. Talking about March contract here. Which is another technical position of resistance. And but like touched it during low volume, and then it came down. The price came down, and now we're back up. I think there's a couple of contributors to that. Being uh, weather is becoming more reliable. The weather forecasts are more reliable. The spaghetti arms aren't all out there everywhere. And it's going to be a long weekend. It's going to be a 3-day weekend here in the United States for trading. And uh, geopolitically speaking, uh, people are saying there are people out there saying that things are getting warmer, starting to get a little more toasty over on the Russia-Ukraine uh, situation. I guess I'll put it lightly
Yeah.
situation.
Situation, yep.
Uh, So I think people are seeing some upside risk for the weekend, especially since it's 3-day weekend because of those two things. So yesterday I had been like, oh yeah, man, I think it'll test 480 again during the day, and it never did. It went like nosedived. But then some things have kind of changed up, so we might test 480 again here today. Uh, I think that would be very telling from a technical standpoint for price direction for people who pay attention to those sorts of things, which a lot of people do. But then 3-day weekends are long. That's the thing about a 3-day weekend. It's like forever.
Yeah, it
Like so
feels
much,
like it. Yep.
yeah. And then like the picture of everything changes. Like even just looking at things like weather models, like the drastic change in weather models. Like if you look at what the weather GFS ensemble today, and then you look at the same ensemble 3 days ago, like there's huge discrepancies, like we were talking about, and so just stuff like that happen.
If things change a lot over 3 days, and then 3 days of no trading, and then gaps happen, and it's a lot. Let's see. There are drastic. I mean, there can be drastic price swings over a 3-day weekend based on those things, and um, and no trading in those 3 days. So like working, say, if they wanted to move the price up, they'd have to like fight resistance, go through technicals, and all that kind of stuff. If it were during like trading, trading days, and
Yep.
then when it's not trading days, it's a lot easier, I think, to get the price past technical points. So
Oh
like,
yeah.
if we see a candle like the candles behind me, like the one right now, which is, I guess, I wouldn't really call it a hammer, but the price dipped down to 440 and it came back up, um, a lot, right? So
Hmm.
just based on like these daily candle formations, if today were to end exactly like this, I would expect a gap up on Tuesday, like to over 480 to try to push that next technical level. Um, Obviously, assuming that the weather forecasts don't warm up drastically. But that's the thing is like it's I guess that's all I'm saying is over those 3 day weekends, like you have like one extra day for like things to change and for the gap to become, I guess, even that much more drastic. But yeah, I'm expecting a gap up.
Yes, I think it'll gap up Sunday afternoon.
Uh huh.
Uh, that's what I think will happen unless this, like you said, this candle like does a full reversal and turns into a shooting star. That would be my only that would be my caveat to that. But if this candle for the daily, because for people who don't know, we're swing traders, we are not day traders. If this candle, holds its own, however you would want to word it, holds its shape, then I would expect a gap up uh, when trading resumes Monday morning.
Yeah,
But if you're in the United States, you just won't be able to participate in it.
yeah. If you're trading like a retail instrument,
Hmm.
see volume. Well, open interest is just coming down like
I guess we should say that also because of the holiday and stuff and everything. Like this is basically like the last quote unquote like real day of trading March because it's a short month. February is like trading's gonna stop on the 24th of next week, and then Monday is a federal holiday, and so like man, if you're gonna hold it past today, the March contract, and you're not looking for delivery, and you're gonna try to wheel and deal on Tuesday, man, I'll tell you what, that's not a great position of strength to stand on.
that's pretty risky. Let's look
Yeah,
at
it's too rich for my blood.
April's also just low volume. Hey, I'll be right back.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. Yeah, so people watching, it's President's Day on Monday, and so the contract ends on the 24th. And I guess we never said what a current open interest is. Current open interest is 34,673. To kind of give you an idea about things on the last day of February contract, which was like a historic day of just beauty. So if you want to see like literally history being made in the natural gas market, like go to your on-demand feature on your like paper trading platform. If you like, because pretty much all platforms have stuff like that. If they don't, get a new platform. Uh, go and see what happened to the market that day on February contract. It was gorgeous. Open interest was 14,194. Right now we're at 34,000. Let's see, the day before February close, it was 18,781. So open interest, I would expect to go down a lot after today. Like when it's like Tuesday next week, yeah, I'd expect it to be at least like 15,000 lower than it is now. Because there's not a whole lot of trading. There's like almost no liquidity on the last day. It's pretty much everybody's set in what they're doing. So even though it's technically not the front month, uh, it like even though March would still technically be the front month, sorry, it's not traded like it is anymore. And that's what happened with February. It was technically the front month, but you know, people were trading March. So I would expect that to be what happens next week, the beginning of next week. Uh, I think people are going to be trading April like it's the front month. There's not going to be as much liquidity on March.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's all to me, like open interest is decreasing so much on the March contract. It's like, I mean, people. It's a long weekend. Seems like people are closing out closing out their contracts, closing out their positions, so they can just enjoy their long weekend and come back and then trade in April. Is that what you were just saying?
Yeah, I think open interest will be down like 15,000. It'll be down by like 15,000 from its current number of 34,673.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it'll be down from that by about 15,000. Just looking at what the numbers were for February by that time frame, and given the fact, like you were talking about, it's gonna be a long weekend. People want to be out there enjoying it. I would suspect that there are a lot of people on vacation as it is now and are taking like 4-day weekends. So I I would be going on the idea, like my trading plan, like from looking at uh, like the whole like contract environment, because again, we're trading futures, like looking at like it's a commodity, so you got to look at the whole like 12-month curve. That the bulk of volume is going to be in April at the beginning of next week. Even though April will not technically be the front month from a volume standpoint, I think it will be.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, people are done trading March and they're looking ahead then. Hmm. So yeah, big technical level, like you mentioned, achieved yesterday, but like it was at like midnight, right? When was it?
Yeah, it
Anyway, it
was the
was like,
middle of the night.
yeah, it was like off hours. That's what I'm
Yep.
getting at. Yeah, it was like midnight right there, and yeah, that was a big technical level, 480. That was critical support, like all through November,
Yep.
and we saw the first short squeeze happen, and it stopped there. And then second short squeeze went to 550, but it did stop at 480. Also, it paused,
Uh-huh.
consolidated for I think 2 days, and then went up. Could be seeing that here too.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're nearing the end of the season. There might be a lot more short positions, but I would think that they were initiated like at the 550 level. So for a short squeeze to happen at like this late in the season, I think it might be less likely.
Yeah.
So yeah, 465. I'm not sure why it stopped there. Like technically speaking, I think 460 is more like was resistance, or it has been today. I guess not at all.
Uh, let's see here. 465 is about what the opening was for yesterday.
Mm,
Opened at 4642 yesterday.
you're right. There you go. Yep, you can see it right there on the daily candles behind me.
I only know that because I was looking at my book of spells
Let's
yesterday.
see. Here's I wanted to go over this. See, sort of by date. Where is looking for Magic 8 Ball in Vegas?
Oh yeah, he hasn't written in a while. He's on vacation.
Oh, okay.
He's on vacation. He's enjoying that, that laser light show and all the glitter.
All right, so that's someone who writes for like one of these financial websites, like trading websites. He writes blog posts, but I was gonna go over it. It's all right. Um, but we've talked about this before. I just wanted to reiterate, like reading people post information, it's like blog posts. They post information daily on natural gas, and they're getting these people writing are getting compensated based on like the word count and interest in their posts.
Mm-hmm.
But the information therein is usually garbage. And I was gonna go over his stuff, and like, so he has usually like 3 technical indicators, like it's like MACD crossover, um, stochastic, fast stochastic, and then RSI, and they're usually like conflicting. Like two will say buy, one will say sell, and like so when we were like at 550, I think like two said buy, one said sell. I was like,
Yes.
well, how do you like that's
I
not
don't think
actionable at
I
all.
I know because that was so hilarious.
Yeah,
And for
and
those who took that advice, thank you for your money.
yeah, and so like you have to think for yourself, and we say this a lot. You got to think for yourself and do your own research. Like 550 is that was a ridiculous price level, and you have to like look at it's an outlier. Look at past seasons. Look at this season, and that's a huge swing. It went from 375 ish all the way up to like 555. That's a huge price. Anyway, so yeah, I was gonna go over his stuff and make fun of it, but
Oh, okay.
I guess
Well, I
not.
think we did.
Okay,
We did in like broad strokes there.
yeah, and yeah, trading the trading range has opened up a lot more this year compared to most years. And by the range, I mean like what's achievable, like technically, and like this is huge. It's
hmm
enormous swing. That's a $2 move.
Yes.
But um, yeah, prices today. I mean, like we do swing trading. We talk about that like over and over all the time. We do swing trading because it's a lot easier and more profitable than day trading. So like
Oh yeah.
for today, I don't know, but like what'll happen like in the next 15 minutes or even by like the end of the day, I'm not sure. It could be consolidating here again for a gap up. It depends on what the candle looks like at the end of the day. But if you're a day trader of this, good luck to you. Yeah, because let's see what it's. And that's a pretty big, pretty big move right there early in the morning, like 25 cents from 440 to 465, and it kind of stalled out there.
Should I like make my prediction? Like, should I be that guy for the day?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Here, I'll put my like my hood up. Or wait, my hood doesn't fit over my headphones. So
Oh,
I was gonna like do my like
oh yeah, the warlock.
yeah, my warlock thing. Um, Here, let me read my coffee.
There you go.
My half-filled coffee pot. I will read the coffee. Yes, let me waft it. It smells so good. Folgers smells amazing. Yes, let's see here. Since we're moving on to April, and I almost always talk about the April contract, at times like this. Oh, okay, let's see here. It's at 453. This is not financial advice. It's at 453 right now, but I'm willing to bet that like between now and the end of the withdrawal season or the expiration of the contract, it will be lower than 450. It may go higher from here in between there, but I bet between now and like 4 weeks from now, it will be lower.
It's interesting you mentioned that. I did some work on my charts. I'm not sure if you can see this. I got like a new
Oh,
indicator here
did
at the
you?
bottom. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so like
Uh-huh.
these technical things that I've added to my chart, like they agree with what you're saying.
They're saying that also?
Yeah, so like if you go back here, see like these
Mhm.
lines. All right,
Yeah.
we got this giant. Okay, so let's.
Oh, we're in that range.
Yeah, we're in this range, and this pattern is very recognizable here. Here, you know what? Let's switch the charts. Let's get a bigger one up.
Oh, yeah. I can see. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So here we have this is the Tom Selleck Bozo the Clown. You can see. Okay, so we got the Tom
Yes.
Selleck mustache here, with two eyes. Bozo the Clown nose, and notice the eyes are googly eyes.
He's got, and is he holding a trident?
Yeah, I'm glad you recognize that. He is holding a trident. So it's the Tom
It's
Selleck, Bozo the Clown, Google Eyes, Poseidon formation.
oh my biscuits. Oh, dude. Money to be made. Money to be made.
Oh man, yeah, technicals. There's something else. They're magic. I mean, if you can get this strong of an indicator,
Yeah.
prices are going down between now
Yep.
and in the middle of March.
I see $4 gas. Hope you all have a great day, everyone.